What's good, brothers? Today's topic is the 18 rules of game or relationship that I wish I knew. I wish somebody teach me. I had to learn it from pure experience. Now, what I'm gonna tell you today is absolute gold. YouTube recommends me to channels about Indian meditation and Buddhist stuff. I'm like, what? That's not my audience. Anyways, I hope the right audience finds these videos because I believe it's absolute diamonds. So pay attention. Number one, if your living situation is bad and your financial situation is bad, stay away from women. Women need a lot of attention, no matter what they say to you. If you're absolutely at zero ground where you have built nothing, it's not the time. Like basically trying to get laid all the time, that is just you shooting yourself in the foot. I'm telling you, whatever you can accomplish in a year, you're gonna accomplish it probably in 3 years and a half. It drags you. You have to make dates. You have to make time. It's gonna be a lot of drama, a lot of calls, and a lot of crying sometimes, and let's have a serious conversation. It's a lot of stress that you could avoid if you're still in that grind phase where you're like, you need to be absolutely focused. Guys, it's not about the time, it's about the focus. Everybody has some time. Like anybody that goes, oh, I don't have the time for anything. That's a lie. You have the time, but it's not about the time. It's about the attention, the focus. That's what's hard to keep. See what I mean? If your financial situation, if your living situation is so bad and you're still chasing, getting laid, you're thinking very wrong. All this getting laid is not gonna get you anywhere. One day you're just gonna blink and you're gonna realize, what the hell did I do with my life? It brought me nothing. Now, I always say this, you absolutely need to learn game because you need to learn how to deal with women's bullshit. So you need to learn game. Absolutely, you have to learn that stuff. But not if your financial situation is so bad that you live in some infested basement and all you think about is getting laid. It's like, come on, bro. Your priorities are wrong. Women are supposed to be a complement to your life, a positive extra to your life, not the main focus of it. That's my advice. Listen, I'm in my 30s and I'm telling you, I made that mistake of just chasing getting laid for my whole 20s and it got me nothing. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you look at your journey like, yeah, I had fun, but I have nothing. I accomplished nothing. Until I focused on my financial situation, it was just empty fun. Now, when your financial situation get better, your life get better, things get in order, and you get with hot women, you get a good relationship or anything, it just feels right. It feels like a nice compliment to your life. You see what I mean? That's like somebody who's trying to buy expensive watches and shoes and everything, but they take the bus. You're like, that's the same thing. I look at it as somebody who's his life is completely going to shit and all he's focused on is getting laid. Wrong priorities, my friend. That's my advice to you. Learn from my mistake. Number two, you absolutely need to be busy with your purpose. What's gonna do is it's gonna make you what I like to call politely indifferent. When you're busy with your purpose, nothing can shake you. Nothing can move you, especially with women. Because women, again, there is gonna be drama, whether you like it or not. They are emotional creatures. They're unpredictable. There is gonna be unpredictable drama that you don't even understand why. But if you have your purpose, you have something you focus on, you believe in, it's hard to shake you. It's hard to move you off center. When I say politely indifferent, when shit hits the fan, or let's just say whoever you're dating is slipping out of pocket and maybe they're becoming disrespectful or they're slipping out of pocket. You have your purpose to hold on to. You have a meaning why you're waking up in the morning. As long as you have that purpose, it's hard to shake you. So you're politely indifferent to the bullshit, politely indifferent to the drama. And that only comes if you have a solid purpose that you believe in so much that it's more important than anything. That's what makes life worth it. It gives you a meaning, it gives you a goal, a reason why you wake up in the morning, what you're striving for, you're going for. You see what I mean? So as long as you have that, nothing is gonna shake your center. Nothing's gonna move you off center. Be busy. Stay busy is the cheapest and best medicine. I think that was said by Dale Carnegie, and I absolutely believe that. Number three, most men settle down not because they want to settle down or they got to that age of like, okay, I don't want any more girls. Guys never get tired of sleeping with hot young women. They get tired of the bullshit of hot young women. It's never simple with girls. We all know this. It's never simple, right? And men get to a certain age where they get tired of that. They just want peace of mind. If you like, obviously, as an Asian man, you like young, hot women, you can build the perfect relationship with your woman where you can teach her game, where she can get women for you. She can get hot young women for you. Obviously, she needs to be, either bisexual or bi-curious, or at least into girls. If not, that doesn't work. You can't force nobody to be attracted to a sex that they're not attracted to, right? But you can build a relationship on your own terms if you're being honest enough. which most guys are unable to be. From the get-go, I say, this is what I want, this is what I believe in, this. If you start to bring up this stuff 6 months into the relationship, now you just sound insecure, you just sound like ungrateful. But if you from the start, you say, this is what I want, this is what I believe in, and you find the right girl for that, you're gonna have just a perfect relationship. Because I truly believe from the bottom of my heart, men never get tired of fucking young, hot women. They just get tired of the bullshit of it. And if you're focused on building a business and trying to get money and build an actual future, it's hard to do both. Again, like Kanye West said, like, I don't know if I should get laid or get paid. All I know is when I follow one, the other one is getting away. And that is so true. If you can teach your girl game for her to do that for you, you won at life. You can focus on your business, but you also have the perfect relationship and the perfect fun. That's a very different, I guess, video. I can make a whole different video about it if you guys are interested about it, to build your perfect relationship and how to teach your girl game, I guess. That's a completely different video. Let's stick to the rules, okay? Number 4, a great relationship is when the woman is submissive in that relationship. If she's not submissive in that relationship, you're not in the dominant role and she's in the submissive role, you will suffer in that relationship because everything is gonna be negotiable. And desire is not negotiable. You cannot negotiate desire. The sex that you're gonna have is gonna be very different. It's gonna be negotiated, walking on eggshells. It's like, that's not a good relationship. And most guys are too passive. Guys, everything is opposite forces. If you're being masculine, your woman is gonna be feminine. If you're the one being submissive, then she can't be submissive. She has to take into the masculine role. It's your fault. Now, obviously, you're gonna have masculine, feminist woman. Don't go for that. Go for women that are actually feminine. But I'm just telling you, if you want to have strong relationship or strong anything, you need to have a strong polarity. And your woman absolutely needs to be in a submissive role. You have to lead. Women are not good in the leading position. They're not good at a power position. They become tyrants because they're not good at it. They don't know how to handle it. They almost get mad at you for letting them take that role. They become irritated, they become bitchy, they become this because you let them take a role that they're not natural at. That's the role you should take, and let her be in her feminine, where she doesn't have to think much. She just have to be feminine and follow your role. She has to be in that soft energy of her natural soft energy. She's gonna love you 10 times more because that's what you're supposed to be. If you force her to be on the opposite energy, you're gonna have a bad relationship. You're gonna suffer in that relationship. You don't want girls to be in a masculine or dominant energy. That's gonna suck for you. So learn to be in your masculine energy so you can get girls that are in their submissive energy. That's the best relationship you can have. I'm speaking from experience. Number 5, don't never try to impress anybody. Even in business, don't try to even impress anybody. When it comes to women, nothing says she's out of your league more than you trying to impress her. At the end of the day, if you want to build something solid, let's just say, you cannot start that relationship by trying to impress her with your car and let me get you to this fanciest restaurant. First of all, anything that you do has a precedent. That means if you go all in the restaurant and this and that means you have to exceed that later. Like, who said that? Chris Rock is like, once a woman starts to date a guy with his own house and his own car, she cannot go back below that because now she's used to that. The same thing is if you start to date with high expectations, if you do anything below that, then there's disappointment. And at the end of the day, if you cannot spend simple time with your girl, with your woman, there's an issue. My first dates are always like just a glass of wine, a drink, coffee with a walk. Because at the end of the day, I'm trying to see first. If you're not annoying, can I have a regular conversation? I love simple girls because no matter what you do, they're grateful. You need a girl that is simple. Don't try to impress a girl. If you try to impress her, she's just gonna pull out the difficult girl in her because you're trying to. First of all, again, like I said, nothing says she's out of your league more than you trying to impress her. If you treat her like a celebrity, she will treat you like a fan. Don't try to impress her. If she doesn't like you, it happens to me many times, by the way, where I'm trying to date a girl, I'm trying to take her out on the first date. And every time I go, hey, let's go drinks for this way. She's like, oh, I don't like that place. Okay, what about this place? I don't like that place either. And then she starts suggesting like some fancy ass restaurant. I just say, no, I'm not going there. I'm just trying to get a drink with you. I'm not trying to be chewing anything when I'm talking to you. For the first time I'm hanging out with you. She's not that into you. Guys, believe me, when a girl is into you, she wants your time and attention. Your time and attention is like a drug to her. That's what she wants from you. She doesn't want your money. She doesn't want none of that. If she's actually into you, she'll be happy just taking a walk with you. She just want to be with you. She want to be around you. She wants your time and attention. Don't try to impress your girl, especially any girl that you're trying to date, especially on the first date. That's the worst thing you can do. Learn from my mistakes, guys. Number 6, just do yourself a favor and take mixed signals as a no. Let me explain something. When a girl gives you mixed signals, first of all, that means she's absolutely not sure about you. She's not 100% bought into your frame. Second thing, and most importantly, that means you're plan B. most of the times she's already either dating somebody, she's messing around with somebody. She's not 100% sure of that first guy. So she's keeping you on the loop by stringing you along. She gives you those mixed signals so you don't give up in case that doesn't work with the other guy. And usually when it works, she's just gonna ghost you. Personally, my own experience, I don't play with mixed signals. If I try and you try to drag me along, I just move on to the next one. And I wait for you to come back on your own. The difference between a girl who's, let's just say, playing hard to get and a girl who's just looking for attention and keeping you as a plan B is when you try to set a date, either they avoid the subject, or they pretty much say no all the time. That's a girl that's keeping you on the loop. If a girl that's playing hard to get, she might give you certain excuses, but she will make at least an attempt to see you somehow. Like if you just go like, hell, let's go get a drink, and she'll be like, oh, I don't drink. Maybe a coffee, maybe it is. She's trying not to be tipsy or something around you, or like she's not ready to go to your house or anything. That's fine. But a girl that is just dragging you along, she's always refusing to set a date, but she's still trying to flirt with you. That's just somebody who's looking for attention and is trying to keep you on the loop as a plan B in case the other one doesn't work. We don't play that here. Learn from experience. No mixed signals. Do yourself a favor and take mixed signals as a no. Move on to the next. A lot of times they just come back on their own. When the fruit is ripe, they just come back on their own. If they don't, it was not meant to be in the first place. That was just gonna make you suffer anyways. And we don't do that. We're focused on making money. Either she's submissive and all in, or she's out. We don't play that game. Number 7 is gonna ruffle some feathers here. She loves the way you make her feel, not you. You know that idea of only women and children get unconditional love? Bro, the truth is that if the girl wasn't hot and wasn't this, wasn't that, you wouldn't be talking to her. And if even for her, if she didn't see you as this charismatic guy, she found you attractive, she felt security with you, she felt bad, she wouldn't be with you in the first place. Obviously, we all know that hypergamous mind of the female is very, very selfish. They only think about their own survival. That's like next level type of selfishness, right? But I want you to guys understand when I say she loves the way you make her feel. And that's what game is very important. Your charisma and your personality has to be almost like an experience. Even if you just stay at home, gotta be something you make her feel. If you don't make her feel anything and you're just plain boring, eventually that's just gonna die down. The hypergamous mind, the moment she doesn't feel the same way she felt with you in the first place, she's out. Always keep female hypergamy in the mind. Keep in the mind that she loves the way you make her feel, not you specifically. She doesn't love you. The only person that loves you is your mother. That's it. No matter what you do wrong, they love you. Any relationship, you love the way you make them feel. And you yourself even, you probably love your girl because the way she makes you feel. If she wasn't that hot and this and that, you wouldn't be with her. If she wasn't soft and feminine, you wouldn't be with her. Let's cut the crap. You gotta get away from that idea of the romantic idea that they got subconsciously stuck in our mind from movies in Hollywood. Like there's no such thing as like, I love you. No, it's not love you. I love the way you make me feel. That's the real truth. Keep that in mind so you don't get stuck in that emotional quicksand, I call it, emotional loop. Number 8, women don't respond to words. Women respond to action. When a woman starts to slip out of pocket, she gets disrespectful, she starts doing things that you already told her that you don't tolerate. Nothing you will say will make it better, but only worse. The only thing you can do is action. That means the only thing you can do is walk away. That's the only attitude adjuster. That's the only thing that can change anything. There's nothing you can say that's gonna change. I mean, if she walks away, then she walks away too. Like if you walk away and she never comes back, she never comes back. The relationship was just gonna get worse and worse. So you saved yourself some time and energy and frustration and suffering. Anyways, no words matter with women. Action matters with women. When she crosses the line, you walk away. You show character by walking away. That's what they're attracted to in the first place, that masculine raw essence. That like, hey, I don't tolerate this bullshit. Cross my line, I'm out. That's it. That's your strongest weapon. We're not here to get physical with women. Like, well, you know, we're not some emotional cucks here. You know what I mean? We don't get emotional, we don't get nothing. Cross my line, I'm just out. Action works with women, not words. Number 9, never call a woman needy. That says more about you than says about her. That just means you're not used to a woman liking you this much, a woman with this much high interest. You're not used to it, and that's why you're gonna call a woman needy. If a woman is completely infatuated by you, she gained pleasure from pleasing you. When you get to that point, don't be like, oh, there's something is wrong with this girl. That says a lot about you. That means like you just never had that before. You're not used to it. Never call a woman needy. I mean, listen, pause. Now, if you're dating a girl, and I mean, obviously, there's always those too jealous, too insecure, too crazy type of women, are like the ones that, you know, super dependent, where they call on you fucking 10, 20 times a day. I'm not talking about that. Obviously, if that's the case, cut that stuff from the get-go if it gets too much. But just being needy, she want to spend as much time with you, and she want to do this. Like if you give her one day a week because you're busy the whole week, and she's trying to see you more than once a week, and That's absolutely normal. That means you're doing things right. You can't be like, oh, this woman is so needy. It's like, no, that just says more about you than her. Never punish a girl for being infatuated by you, by being quote unquote a little bit needy. That's a positive thing, not a negative. When a girl is in her submissive energy, she will be like that. She's not gonna be distant. If the girl's distant, she's in her masculine energy. She's too independent. That's masculine. Don't punish a girl for being feminine. Number 10, attachment is inevitable. That's what I say so many times to my friends or anybody around me. If you can't see yourself with that girl for the next at least 6 months or so, sleep with the girl and cut it. Again, I've said that I think in many videos. I don't care if it's a cat, I don't care if it's a dog, I don't care if it's a monkey, I don't care if it's a hamster, I don't care if it's a girl. You will get attached, because attachment is a normal human trait. How many times you saw that reel on Instagram or whatever where they say, oh, my dad with the cat, he said he didn't want. My dad with the dog, he said he didn't want. Because it doesn't matter if you didn't want something. Human beings are built with attachment. We're social creatures. We're a super organism. That's why you see people have families and they stay together and everything. What do you think that is? It's built into us. So if you're not thinking about having anything with that type of girl, don't see her all the time. Like, obviously you can see, if you're just like dating some girl for fun, you can see her once in 2 weeks, you see her here and there, and you already, like, you don't care. That's one thing, if you're able to do that. But in my experience, most guys are not able to do this. Most guys that are my friends or whatever that I was helping, is they always go to the same situation. They go like, ah, man, I'm just seeing this girl for fun, and they start seeing her once in 2 weeks, and then it goes to once a week, and then it goes to twice a week, and then it goes to fucking 3 times a week, and then next thing you know, they see her every day, and then they realize, holy shit, I'm attached. I can't get out of this because now I feel a void. I feel a withdrawal symptoms. The best thing you can do, first of all, you keep it to a minimum. If you know you don't want to get too attached to a girl, keep it to once in 2 weeks or something like that, right? At best, if you have that heart, you know, maybe once a week or so, no more than that. Anyways, even if you are in a serious relationship, you keep it to like every weekend or once a week, because you want to stay focused on your purpose. I am in a really good relationship, but I still see her like just once a week, at best twice a week, because bro, I gotta stay focused on my stuff. Feminine energy is all about fun and everything. It's like, I gotta stay focused on my shit. Again, attachment is inevitable. So if you're gonna date some red flag girl that is, you know, you just wanna sleep with one time and that's it, or you say, I don't know, like once every 3 weeks, to not get attached. If that's an absolute red flag, don't see her more than once, because you will get attached. Every time you start dating a girl, keep that in mind. Guys, how many times you've been in that situation, or you saw a friend be in a situation, or he's dating an absolute red flag, next thing you know, he's been with her for the next 2.5 years. What do you think, how do you think that happened? That means that he starts seeing her once in a while, and then he starts to get attached to that feeling of being around her, and then he just couldn't get detached from it. If it's a red flag, get away from the get-go, because you will get attached. I don't care how tough you are. Number 11, I don't care who she is. Women tend to like men that don't like them as much. They tend to like a man who's independent. If you're independent, you're pretty much in your masculine. You're not like lovey-dovey and trying to get her in the arms. That's just not masculine behavior. They tend to like a man who's emotionally solid, emotionally stoic. You have to build a stoic mind, stoic heart, where you're focused on certain things, but you're just not movable. You're not easily movable, not easily shakeable. They tend to like a guy who's not overly gaga over them. That's just the truth. I don't care who she is. If she is in her feminine, you have to be in your masculine. And if you are in your masculine, you're gonna seem like you're not over her, and that's what works. Seriously, guys, don't be how do you say this? It's okay for a woman to be in love with you. You can like a woman, you can love a woman, but I advise every guy not to be in love with a woman. Let me explain the difference. In love is when you're goo gaga over the girl. That's the worst thing you can do. She can do that because it's feminine energy. The feminine energy, it's okay to be all over you and grabbing your arm, and the masculine energy, you don't want to be like that. You want to be like a protective security type of guy. You can be stoic, you want to be the rock. You can love a woman, but the moment you be in love, you're in a weak position. You're in a weak position, and now you let her take the lead, and then she's just gonna resent you for it. They're not good at being in that position. Stay solid. No matter who she is, they tend to like a guy who's more independent. who's more chill about the feelings. Don't be the emotional guy. Does not work. Doesn't fit with the dynamics. Polarity does not fit. Which brings me to my next point, number 12. A woman's interest is directly correlated to how feminine she is acting around you. If a woman is acting masculine around you, she's not that into you. Anytime you're trying to date a woman and she's overly masculine, she's not that into you. Man, my experience is even those masculine women, when they found that guy where he's like solid and they're super into him, just look how they act. They become so feminine, it's just ridiculous. Always, I mean, a lot of girls are actually feminine by true nature, like they're always like that. They're not hardened by society or whatever. A lot of times it's the best indicator, in my opinion, of how she feels about you, how interested she is in you. The higher the interest she has in you, the higher her feminine energy is. The more feminine she acts around you, the more she's soft, and the more she want to do things for you. She want to please you. She want to clean for you, even like, you know, cook for you. She want to do things that are so feminine because she has a strong attraction to you. As long, again, if you stay in your masculine. If you stay in your masculine, she's gonna be in her feminine as long as she's attracted to you. If you start going on your feminine, she's gonna go in her masculine. Yeah, it just doesn't work like that, right? You cannot be submissive and expect her to be submissive too. It just doesn't work. You know what I mean? It's polarity. You need the opposites. This is a good indicator that you need to keep in mind. If the girl is feminine around you, she's really into you. Every time you're interested in a girl, look how feminine she's acting around you. That's a great indicator of how she feels about you. Number 13, approach anxiety is just a fancy word for I'm afraid. I'm just being a bitch. Think about this. At the end of the day, any term that got created, in my opinion, is just bullshit. It's like when they say, oh, I'm a perfectionist. That's just a fancy term of saying I'm afraid to fail. Just be honest with yourself. I used to be like really weirded out by fish. I don't know why. Like live fish in the ocean. Well, what is that? Fish anxiety? Like what is that supposed to call it? And the only way I got over that is I was on vacation in Dominican Republic, and I was also on vacation in Cancun, and I just jumped to swim with fish as my heart was racing and anything. And then once I did it, I just realized nothing happened. Still alive. And that's the best thing you can do. You just gotta act on it to realize and convince yourself that nothing is gonna happen. Because you always think, again, it's a programming from a movie. You think you're gonna get slapped and I don't know what's gonna happen. Nothing is gonna happen. As long as you're not a creep or a weirdo. You know, if you just introduce yourself like a grown-ass man and you go, hey, my name is this, I think you're attractive, whatever, straightforward, nothing is gonna happen. You're just gonna say, hey, I'm not interested, I'm seeing somebody, or oh, thanks. She's gonna talk to you. That's it. Like there's no magic. All that pick up magic lines, it's bullshit. Most girls that I got, I went straight forward. I said, hey, I think you're super attractive. My name is this. Straightforward. There was no gimmicks or no bullshit, right? So all that approach anxiety is just a fancy term of get over your inner bitch. Be that. The only way is just act on it for you to realize that it's not that big of a deal. It's not what you think it is. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You know how many times I was afraid of doing something or approaching a girl that is beyond hot, and I was surprised how receptive she was. And then when I sleep with her or anything, I'm just thinking to myself the whole time, I cannot believe that if I didn't do this, this wouldn't have happened. The ones that hurt the most is when I knew I should have approached and I didn't. Especially when they give you a lot of sign, like a little look, a little smile, and you don't, because you couldn't conquer your inner bitch, pretty much. There's sometimes I'm still thinking about it like a year later. Like when stuff happened like this, like a year later, you're still gonna be thinking about it because you can't believe how much of a bitch you are. You know what I mean? You're gonna walk past that girl and you're just gonna feel your inadequacy just tanking in your own chest, and you're just gonna look at her leaving forever. You're gonna look at your opportunity right there forever leaving because you were a bitch. You couldn't get yourself to go through that fear, to man up and grab your balls and just go and do it. So guys, approaching anxiety is just a fancy term. Grab your balls and get over it. You'll be glad you did it. You're gonna regret most of the things you didn't do, not what you did. Number 14, relationship talk has to be initiated by the girl, not you. She needs to initiate the fact that she wants to be in a relationship. She needs to initiate the fact that she loves you or she wants to be in a serious relationship with you. She needs to ask you, so where this is going? She needs to do that, not you. Because if you do it, again, you're in the submissive energy. She's gonna act really masculine after that. Girls decide what the sex is. Guys tend to decide if the relationship is going to happen or not. So she needs to come from her, because again, a girl needs to be more infatuated by you than you by her, because you got to stay in your masculine energy. It has to come from her. If you do that, if you say the L word first, if you initiate the relationship word, it's gonna shift the dynamics, and you're not gonna have a good time in that relationship, in my experience. Take what you want from this. Number 15, you have to build your body and learn how to fight. I think I already told that in another video. You have to build your body. Guys talking about like, oh, it's all about game. It's all about game, body, and money and status. Let's cut the shit here. We don't play that bullshit in this channel. It's the truth. You gotta build your body. You gotta build those shoulders. You gotta build that demeanor, that masculine frame. You have to build your body. You gotta be strong mentally and physically. And when you learn how to fight, there's a certain look about you that changes. There's a certain energy about you. Even your demeanor. Listen, the best communication, the best language is body language. It says so much about you. People can read you before. There's a certain seduction that comes from your body language that is even hard to explain, that women fall for it more than your words. Build your body, train your body. It's gonna increase your testosterone. You're gonna feel better. You're gonna feel different. You're gonna walk different. Take that shit seriously. Build your body, learn how to fight. Number 16, game takes a long time to learn. You will learn how to get girls in 6 months of learning game. But game, there's different types of game. There's pickup game and there's relationship game. There's how to get the girl, which is the mistake I made. I learned how to get the girl, but I had no idea how to keep the girl. Keeping the girl is a completely different ball game. You gotta develop a certain coldness in your heart, a certain philosophy about who you are. And it's not a technique, it's an identity that you do, it's a belief. It's not a strategy. That takes time. That takes time because something has to click in your heart. Something in your heart genuinely stops giving a fuck. It just stops caring that much. That's when the advanced game becomes the hardcore game. But that takes a long time. That takes a lot of trial and error and heartbreaks and this and that. It might take years, it might take 5 years for you to really master the game. It takes time. So you gotta be patient when learning the game. You will learn how to get a girl very quick. You can learn it in 3 months even if you're hardcore about it. But learning actual game, how to keep the girl and things long term and learn all the spheres of game everywhere, it's gonna take time. You gotta be patient with that. You're not gonna learn this. There's no quick fix for this. Game takes a long time to learn because it's a mindset shift. It's an identity. It becomes a core belief. Again, it's not a strategy. So it takes time. You can't just change your identity like this. Number 17, timing is everything. The same girl that's gonna reject you today might be completely open to you the next year. Because a lot of times it's about timing. If she's in a relationship now, timing is just not right. If she just had her grandfather die, the timing is just not right. Even in business, it's about timing. A lot of girls, I got them literally a year later. Why? Because I never took it personal. Never took rejection personal. Never took anything personal because I knew deep down it's all about timing. When the timing is right, the same girl that didn't give you time of the day, she's gonna give you a the same business partner that didn't want to work with you now might want to work with you later. The same opportunity that was not available now because the timing was not right. Going to be available later on. Now, obviously, sometimes it's just not her taste. It's just not her type. It is what it is. You got to get over that rejection mindset. And once you understand that everything is about timing, you also understand that you cannot force anything. I gave the Cancun story in my past videos where basically I went to the resort thinking I absolutely have to get laid and I was just losing my mind. I was talking to every girl and I kind of burnt myself out until finally when I decided, hey, I'm tired of this. I just want to go to the beach. That's when it worked out with the hottest girl of the resort because the timing was just right. The fruit was just ripe. When the timing is right, everything's gonna work out. So never take rejection personal, never take anything personal. It's mostly about timing. Last but not least, is gonna correlate to everything we were talking about. Most of everything that you're gonna learn is gonna be about unlearning more than it is about learning. Because a lot of our minds are programmed with Hollywood bullshit and a lot of things going on. A lot of game that you're gonna learn is gonna be more about unlearning the stupid stuff that you learned. Because it's not really about technique, it's more about belief. If your belief is to be a nice guy and to be this charming prince of the girls, and the hardest part is not going to be for you to implement new technique. The hardest part is going to be to unlearn what you used to believe. To change your beliefs is the hardest part. It's going to take time for you to unlearn all the nice guy behavior, all that identity. To shift on identity, it takes time. Leave me a comment, leave a like, share this video with whoever you think is going to find it interesting or find it helpful, and let me know what you want to hear next. I'll make a video about it. I'm trying to make as much content as I can. It's sometimes hard to come up with topics. Let me know what you want to know about it, what you struggle with, and I'll just make a video about it, even if it's a personal situation of yours. See you next time.